Alright YouTube, what's up? I'm back with another video. We're doing the top 5 jungle guards to play if you want to win your rank games. Starting off with number 5, we have gotten ourselves a Bakasura pick. Very strong throughout the early mid game. Has a lot of cheap items right now you can utilize in the jungle. His ultimate is pretty good. His like strong point is probably he can farm a lot and just get like a lead going by not really doing much, and then you just shred people in the mid game. Late game you're still okay, but generally you start losing traits into certain guards, and AD carries can maybe make outplays on you. But the mid game is really strong, and if you utilize that, you can definitely get a lot of dubs going. Alright, let's start off with this build. What items I would suggest? The common theme here is gonna be the 3 jungle starters. We start with Boomba Stagger and Eye the Jungle and Mannequins. If you guys are into the game, you should already know what to do by now. And if not, then I can really quick explain it. You buy a starter, you can't trade it out, so you can't buy this starter and then buy Boomba Stagger when you get level 20 to upgrade this. But Boomba Stagger is basically really strong for the late game because of the upgrades. And it's also good for sustain in the early mid game. Eye the Jungle is just a kind of well-rounded item because it gets attack speed, and your passive is a little bit better than Boomba Stagger passive. And then you can get like decent upgrades. Protector can be really good, and Seer if you want some more objective DPS. And other than that, there's Mannequin, which is basically an early game item. It doesn't really scale that well. And level 20 upgrades are fine. Definitely good DPS. But I would go with Eye the Jungle. Of course, you guys know Golden Bait is a strong item, so I'll start with the Katana. Go 1 healing potion. Just try not to fight early game. Just use it for whatever you need it. But if you know you're going to be fighting, I would go 2 healing and 1 multi. Other than that, to talk about the relic we're going to start with, it's going to be Blink. I don't see a lot of scenarios where you don't start Blink on Baka. So definitely be starting Blink here. Get on to the next item. We get Golden Blade. After this, there's a few different builds, but I'm just going to give you guys the most generic build that's going to work in most games. And it's also going to be one of these cheaper, kind of utilized in the early mid game as I talked about before. So Stone Cutting. Just get some more movement speed, attack speed. Most games, you're going to need some sort of anti-heal. But of course, if you're in a game and you really don't need anti-heal, then don't build a Toxic Blade here. But this item is really good because it gives you attack speed, it gives you movement speed. I can't go over the item for some reason. I'll go back here. And the anti-heal. So the movement speed is what's going to help you a lot. So right now we have 3 items plus your passive that gives you movement speed. So you don't need to buy this item, which is considered like pretty bad right now. And then with this, you just get Executioner, 2.2k, 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 2.150. So far, we're so happy because we're going a cheap build. You know what? We like it when they're cheap. The builds, of course. Last item. I generally don't like going a defensive item on Bakasura, but usually like ending a build with a Mender Discord can be pretty good. But in this scenario, I would be going towards the full damage. Probably just go Quince because look at that attack speed. You have really, really good damage. But if you want a bit of lifesteal and sustain, you can opt in for the Bloodforge in this scenario where you're killing squishies. And if you have like 3 or 4 tanks in the enemy team, I'll just look for Silver Branch. You should have enough attack speed for it to be okay. And if not, then it's still good just to give you the percentage ban. After that, we have 5 items. You get Eye the Jungle upgraded. If you want to have Fighter on TPS, Seer is really good. But other than that, if you're trying to hyper carry, and you have a carry that can kill it for you, or a mage that does good DPS, just go Protector. And you have a pretty solid build. On top of that, we go to cover the second active, which there's not really much to debate here. Jungle, most games is just Blink beats. Get the beats. If you're making a lot of plays early game, or if you need to upgrade your beats because they have like 5 CC guards, after Golden Blade, and you know you just need the blink to make the kills happen, it can be okay to upgrade your blink, but only to the second upgrade. Don't spend like 800 gold. Whoa. Don't spend like the 800 gold. You can spend the 300 gold to get like a few more blinks going, make some more plays. That can be okay. Same with the beat. If you need a lot, look to upgrade it. Maybe that's a thing. Beats is more upgrade like after stone cutting, if anything. Honorable mentions when it comes to items. Let's say you go Silver Bench here. I do think the Bloodforge is good. I think Quince can be good DPS. Other than that, not really that many things I will build. And if you would want to get a defensive item, some games it can be okay to get the Magi's Cloak, but it's not in here right now because it's bugged right now. Other than that, it's really only manually you can consider instead of the Silver Branch. With this you have enough DPS, plus you have the Protector. When it comes to leveling Bakasura, I definitely start with my jump first, for the clear. After that, most scenarios, especially if you're not fighting, just get an Eat minion, level your 3, just get that level up, level 5 you do this. Always level your 3 when you can. 1 can be okay to level if you know you're going to be hitting it and also looking to clear with it. But since you have a Golden Blade, you really don't need to level it. So, level 9 you can choose between Ultimate and 3, but the 3 is just so much value and it's throughout the whole time, whereas Ultimate just gets a bit of ultimate cooldown. So, level the 3 and then, depending if you think you use this a lot and you need it for a lot of clutch plays, I sometimes just finish my 2, but you can level your Ultimate if you think that's valuable because of the CDR, and then just 2 Ultimate, 2. It really does not change a lot, but I like leveling my 2 before my Ultimate. 1 Ultimate, 1 Ultimate. I think that sets you up for a pretty successful Bakasura game. And look at all these cheap items. Again, if you don't like to go maybe Executioner, you can go Bloodforge instead, or Quince instead. Quince is really good, especially if they're high health. But in most games, this is just gonna make a lot of sense. I think this is what I end up building most games, that I put it out first, the Bloodforge. And I don't go wrong with it. And the abilities right here. Okay, I don't know. This is annoying. Oh, there we go. So you can see them again if you do take a screenshot or something. You can of course read what they do here. But you can see every time you level your ultimate, 5 seconds off. It's a bit more slow. Pretty good. The 3, you get a passive physical power, but you also get the extra 2 damage when you level it. It's just awesome. You heal a bit more here, and it also reduces your cooldowns plus the extra protections. So it's very nice to level, and then the jump is just more damage. Your passive is when you kill minions or whatever you would kill, you just get a bit of attack speed and movement speed. I guess like up to 3 times. It's actually pretty good. That's basically it for Bakasura. On to number 4. A god you see me play a lot. Maybe not that much in ranked, but in competitive games, I'm telling you, this god is crazy. It also goes crazy in ranked. Ndaji. We should just go with the spells first. It probably makes a bit more sense. Just a bit of extra damage. It scales off your power, and it actually ends up doing a lot of damage throughout some games. But you don't have to do anything. It just, every time you attack somebody, you just get a bit of bleed. Horrible burns. That's your 1. You use that for your auto attack cancels. It's pretty good. One thing to notice is that you get haste. So you can just run around and auto attack without get movement speed penalty. But it doesn't really do that much in a lot of scenarios. But it's a little extra thing. Your 2, which is the clear and also a very safe ability where you can't get knocked up. You're immune to slow and knockups. And you get mitigations if the guards are behind you. So you can like sometimes turn around and make these plays where you get the mitigation, which is pretty useful. And it actually gets up to 40%, so that's a lot. But this is the ability I'm going to be maxing, but we'll see that later. This is just a 3. The 3 is a little bit tricky for some people, you could say. Because you can change the way you land So if you're looking at a guard right in front of you, you can actually free on them and then turn around and you land behind them. Same with the sides and stuff. You choose where you land, so that's kind of cool if you didn't know that. Ultimate, you know the pool, get on the Paolo, go crazy up there. You can get 3 people. You can get more than 3 people if you hit more than one guy, more than one guard with a chain. So that's pretty good. Onto the build. Old build. Not really any questions. You just go Boomba Stagger. I like to get like 2 healing and multi. You can be aggressive early game, but you're not like the most aggressive guard. Again, you're just in a position where you get blink. There's not really that much like different actives to go in the jungle right now. Oh, I didn't show that. Alright. Healing potion there. Onto the first item. If you really want to be strong early game and you want to utilize your ultimate, you know they have a lot of kills to get. Jotun's Wrath can be really good to rush because you can get the CDR going, but scaling and being strong throughout the whole game, Transcendence just helps you so much. So start with the Morning Star, fully upgrade the Trance. After that, you go into Hydrus to get your AA cancels. You have very strong AA cancels on this card. And it'll ensure that you have a pretty good spike and also just to stay strong and scale. After this, there's a lot of different items you can go. If you need anti-heal, you have an easy choice by just going Brawlers here. Instead of the Brawlers, if you don't need anti-heal, there's a few things you can go. It kind of depends on like, do you need percentage pen? Do you like having a lifesteal? Or do you just want to do good damage and scale? Then Heartseeker is an excellent item. So let's just put the Heartseeker up here instead of the Brawlers. So right now we have 4 items. Percentage pen, you can get Titan's Bane if you want more of that. You can go zeroed it, but I honestly think Titan's Bane might be a little bit better right now because of the 55 power. Let's say we go this for a core. We get 30 or 40% pen. Honestly, you could argue like getting 40% pen is pretty good in most games, even if they have like 3 skishes and only 2 tanks. But if for some reason you want to be like a bit more squishy oriented, you can get Crusher. Because Crusher got the new buff where the scaling is a bit better. It's still a good early game item and all that, but these items just feels a bit better to get early. So let's say we want to do it in this route and then maybe make it feel the best. Instead of the Brawlers, you just do this. Makes it a bit easier for you guys. Heartseeker. And then you know you're going to get kills. You're about to get the Boomba's Hammer. I do want to say, before, if you're about to get Heartseeker, or you can choose between Boomba's Hammer or Heartseeker, you're definitely choosing Boomba's Hammer. It is the best item you can get on her. Make sure you buy the Boomba's Hammer. And then of course finish the Heartseeker after. With these items, if you don't want a defensive item, again, this is going to be the same as the other guards. Mandel Discord, probably the best defensive item you can get. But if you feel confident, you don't need the lifesteal, you don't need or you don't need the defense, and you want a bit of lifesteal, Heartseeker or Bloodforge is just it. You build these items, of course Brawlers instead of Crusher if you're needing anti-heal, and then Signal Relic, which of course you're gonna buy when you hit level 12. Gonna be a bit... not really too much to change around here. Again, the defensive, I'm just gonna put it here in case you guys need a screenshot. I would say you're more than happy building this in all your games. Honorable mentions, voice crack. We have 10% CDR, 10% here, and we have 20% here, so you do get full CDR, even without the red pot. Some games, if there's like stealth characters and stuff, honestly, Erendite can be okay instead of the Crusher, but it's very matchup dependent. Or maybe if you have some guards that you want to chase down, then Erendite can help you a little bit. That's about it. And then for abilities, I want to start my 2. Oh. I'll start my 2. 3 to be safe. If I'm not fighting and I'm just farming, I level my 2 again. And then my 1. Level 5, you of course get your ultimate. Max your 1 to like 3 or 4 levels. I like having 4 levels in it. And after that, my priority becomes my 1. We don't level our ultimate. It does not really do much leveling it because it doesn't reduce the cooldown. He does full 1, 2. Here it kind of depends on the player you are. You can low the ultimate, or you're free. It doesn't change much. I'm a free leveler myself. Just get some more consistent damage throughout the fights, and then max your ultimate after. Pretty simple, good build. Can't go wrong with it. Get your blink going. Alright, onto the third guard. I don't see the third guard here because we have to switch the tabs. Warriors. Erlang Shen. The guard that lost his knockup. Is he really good? Yes, he is. He has a lot of damage on his passive. His 1 is really good for boxing. Gives you a bit of sustain. Just good damage. 2. You have a little bit of CC for your teammates, but also helps you. A root is very efficient. You're free. You, for now, a lot of times, if not 80% of the times, at least when you're engaging, are using the Mink now. You get the movement speed, you get a lot of attack speed, and you have a big burst with it now. Of course, if you need to be safe and you want to be a little scaredy cat, you can use your turtle, and of course you get a little bit of shield from that. You do lose some movement speed. Just remember that. Your ultimate, damage mitigation, you get taunt. Again, good setup for your teammates, but it's also like really good for yourself because of the mitigations and the heals. So, really good abilities. Sucks you don't have a knockup anymore, but you have really good damage and burst. Alright, onto the items. So, in most games, if you're looking to snowball your rank games and you just want to be strong, I would recommend going mannequins. You can go Eye, you can even go Boombas. But let's just go with the easy path to make sure you guys get through the early game and get through safely. Golden Blade did get nerfed at some point, right? But it's still very much worth it because the movement speed on most guards is just so valuable. So I would go to Katana, and you have a little bit of gold. You want to box early game, you're like really strong early. Especially with the mannequin, so 2 healing, 1 multi. That ain't bad. To the Golden Blade we go. After that, we want some more movement speed. Stone cutting, basically the same on most auto attack guards right now. These two together is just so good. Some movement speed, attack speed, and you get the stone cutting passive, right? It just has so good synergy together. After this, there's the scenarios. There's like a little bit more scenario based on this guard. You can choose between Toxic Blade. It's the movement speed that goes back to the Bakasura, attack speed, penetration, anti-heal. But it's a really good item. Just get up that movement speed. But if they have a lot of slows, and you just want to get in there or get out, the Wing Blade can actually be a really good item. It's pretty cheap. You end up losing some damage, but you do get a lot more mobility. So that's like a little item that's pretty good on Erlang. But for most games, honestly, I wouldn't worry about the Wing Blade, but I just wanted to mention it and make sure you guys know that it actually can be an item that's pretty good on him. Let's just go with the build, the Toxic Blade. I would just go the cheap build again. It's pretty simple. Here you can basically choose between the same items. I don't know how much I like Silver Bench on him, so I just put the items here I would choose between. There's the Quince, the Cyrodiil, and the Bloodforge. And this is a guard that is okay to be a bit tanky on. So I wouldn't be like, don't build Mandel. I would actually recommend in most games here to build the Mandel Discord and then upgrade your starter to the hidden mannequin mace, not the hidden. And we forgot to go over the actives, but seriously, same every game. I do want to point out on the Erlang, since you don't have a CC ultimate, that beats can be a bit more efficient to buy, to start with beats. But that of course comes down to, do you want to lose your gang potential, and do you think they're gonna look to abuse you not having beats? That's just a little bit of decision making that to make yourself. But think beats again. You can switch a bit around. Let's say you don't need the anti-heal and you just want more damage. You can just do the Executioner into Quince. And that way you get a lot of damage. Scales pretty well together. If you're against 4 physical guards and you want to be a bit more tanky but also have good damage, you just put a Berserker Shield in there. And in this scenario, your AD carry already has Executioner and you don't want it yourself. I would just pop a Quince in here and then you have a excellent build again. If they're very tanky, you want some penetration, Cyrodiil is probably like one of the better pet items on him. Just pop that in there, save, take a screenshot, get ready to go, own your rank games. Onto the abilities. I start my 2 just because the cooldown is 2 seconds less than your 3. So it just feels a little bit better, plus it can be like range poke. I start my 2, take my 3. In this level, I don't think in the jungle having your 1 is that useful. So I level my 3. Sometimes here, level 4, you can see on some guards, it can actually be worth to save an ability to get level 5 and then level your ultimate and your 3. There. I don't know how that works. Ultimate and your 3, right? But let's just say that's a bit complicated for you guys. I would just do 2, 3, 3. Level my 1. Yeah, it's like a little bit debatable from game to game. But I'll just level my 1 and then that would make a lot of sense. After that, you max your 3. If you're auto-attacking a lot and you're just on somebody's ass the whole time in every game, I will level my 1 after it. But consistency and like getting like a cleanup kill or something, leveling a 2 can be okay. But let's go with the 1 here, because that's what I want you guys to do in most games, just because you have so much attack speed in most of the games. So 3, get the 3 after. You can debate leveling your ultimate. It's not bad, but I don't do it because I just like to have the most burst as possible. And then in this scenario, I will level my ultimate before, then 2 ultimate, 2 ultimate. This is probably what I recommend in most games, but some games it can be okay to max your 3, then level your 2, level your 1, then get your ultimate last. But around this level, it is okay to have a bit more mitigation and a bit more healing. So this is probably what I recommend if I was to just give you one example. Alright. Back to the assassin tab. Top 2. I can tell you guys the last 2 are assassins. The fastest guard in the game, Mercury. He gets power for Mercury also gains additional power compared to movement speed, blah 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 blah. You guys already know that. And then you also have a passive meter where you can walk around and get a big first hit. It doesn't actually count if you jump around, so don't jump too much on Mercury. You want to walk around. Your 1, pretty simple. The radius becomes bigger when you level it. You can also crit. That's an important thing to know. It can crit. Pretty easy to hit. Your 2, just a steroid. You get a bit of movement speed every time you level it. Like as a passive. But once you activate it, you get the attack speed, which you increase here. You also clench yourself with slows and becomes immune to slow. So it's good into certain guards with a lot of slows. You're free, you just stash, you do a bit of damage. You can choose what direction you throw them into. Your ultimate, like what, semi-global, really good for lane ganks. If you don't want to gank through the jungle, you just go through the lane, ultimate up the lane. 1.5 second cool CC, and then you issue 3 after and throw it to your teammates. So you're a really good gank early game. Onto the build. Talked about the starters before. I cannot recommend mannequins. I cannot recommend Boombas. You gotta be out of jungle. Same as the other guards, you go to the Golden Blade, Katana Tree, 1 healing potion, maybe 1 healing, 1 multi. If you want a lot of potions early game, you just buy 2. But I would recommend to not buy more than this. Golden Blade. After the Golden Blade, can you guess what we're gonna buy? Nope, that's wrong. Not the stone cutting. We go straight into crit. Get the rage. Try and get some stacks. You're gonna feel good. Deathbringer is next. Get your crits online. This is your core items. After this, there's adjustments to the build. You want more crit. You have a hard time killing the front line. Wind Demon, a bit of penetration. Can be pretty good. I don't know how good I think this item is, but if you want a better lifesteal, a bit more crit chance because you're not critting enough with your Rage and the Deathbringer, I do think it can be okay fun to go Atalanta's. So let's say that. If you want percentage pen, I would recommend a zero that even more lifesteal, and you also get a bit of movement speed from it. I cannot recommend Titan's Bane, and I can't. Silver Range is good on him as well because you have your 2 that gives you attack speed. So honestly, Silver Range is probably a bit better on Zero when you have Atalantas. Eye of the Jungle, same rules as before. It can be really good to have Seer because you have crit and you can really burn objectives. So most games, even if you have a team that has good DPS, I would just recommend you to go Seer. It's gonna make your games a bit easier around fight and then Gold Furies. But Protector is good for the jungle fights. So it's a little bit more stats. But Seer, I will recommend. Back to the relics again. This is maybe one of the guards where I can recommend to go Beats early. And then next I would choose between either Blink or Aegis. Some scenarios, if you're against a mage and you know, damn, I'm gonna need Aegis in this scenario when I ultimate in. So I can Aegis like a Poseidon Kraken or something. It's okay to have Beats Aegis. I wouldn't recommend Blink Aegis together in most games. So it's like Beats with either Aegis or Blink. And most games I start Beats myself, because I already have enough with the ultimates and my freeze to get out in the fights. Let's say you don't like Atalantas and you just want like lifesteal, damage, Bloodforge is really good. No percentage pen needed. Okay. You can just get Atalantas here if you want that. A little fun item that crit can be Hydras, but I wouldn't recommend that. But some people ask me, why don't I build Hydras on Mercury? Again, I'm not in a position where I recommend that. Defensive item can be okay, but my god, you don't really need it on too much. So maybe, honestly, most games it would just be zeroed, but again, a little bit more crit. Wind Demon, you get percentage pen. It was a little extra, but it's really good because of the extra movement speed you get when you hit your crit. 10% movement speed, 10% attack speed. So it's not bad. I could definitely see myself building this. If you get late game, you don't need Golden Blade, you don't need to split push or anything. I'll just sell the Golden Blade and then get whatever damage item is good. When it's that late game, I mean, it can never really hurt having a bit of percentage spend when it comes to auras, it comes to like maybe hitting the tank sometimes. Just get the Silver Range. I do think on some guards it's okay to keep the Golden Blade. It's not often you get to a position where you have to sell it. Because you can just get the 500 parts. You can upgrade your actives, let's say your Aegis. Exploding Aegis. You know, you can save up for a 3k part. Because if you look at Golden Blade, it's not like it's a bad item. Like, movement speed is basically useful throughout the whole game. Attack speed and power, it's not even that low. And your passive is like more than okay. But again, of course I can see some positions where you definitely have to sell it. You just go into, you know, whatever item you think is good. Whether it's a defensive item or Silver Range. Little screenshot if you need that. Abilities, start with your 1. Oh, need to make sure that doesn't happen. Start with your 1, pretty good clear. 3 to be safe, also to be aggressive. Sigma 1, after that we level up 2. Get the ultimate. Max your 1. Put focus on your 2 after, because that's a steroid. Max your 1, 2, 2, 2. Here, leveling between your 3 and ultimate. Not really that much difference, it's the same as Stargy. But, just for good sake, just level the ultimate, level your 3. Save. Screenshot that if you need it. Pretty solid. Pretty simple when it comes to the builds. And of course, choose between the relics. And you're pretty safe. And also, chat. Remember to buy wards, your team will thank you. You'll be a good team player. Just keep buying them. Put them down. Get your Golden Blade online first, though. Make sure you don't spend your gold before you get it. Golden Blade online. Alright. Number 1 on the list that I think is the best card that's spanned in most of my rank games. You can carry it good throughout the whole game. Nemesis. Passive. You steal some power, you gain some power, reduce their powers 3 times. Pretty cool. Your dash. You have your dash, you can AA cancel it. Pretty useful. It's a double dash. Okay damage. Your 2. Remember to hit them in the middle. And that's when they do the most damage. Center swing, 2x damage. Pretty solid, really good to secure your buffs early game. Shield. You have a bit of damage reflect, you have a bit of healing, and you get a 420 shield. The way you get reduced is either, or the way the shield gets off is it runs out, or somebody damages you through it. You're also gonna heal the damage they do to you when the shield is active. Or you get some sort of CC, hard CC. And disarm. Disarm will remove it too. So, hard CC is really good into her. And of course, disarms can be pretty annoying for her too, because she's an auto attacker. Ultimate is really good. You steal some or like you don't steal health, but you do some good damage. Percentage damage health. Physical damage. Or the current health. Or what? Is it actually just... I don't know if it's physical. I should know that. It does a lot of damage, you should just know that. Well, I think it's physical damage. I might be wrong. Chat. Well, not chat, but YouTube comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might also just be the health. Protections, 30%. So that's just awesome. You also steal movement speed. You're fast, they're slow. It goes on for 5 seconds. Can't go wrong with that. What a good ultimate. Guard builder. Goombas. Wouldn't recommend that. Your early game is just weak and you're not gonna use hammer. Not really that good on Nemesis. Boomba spear is like okay, but I'd just rather have Seer at that point. So Mannequin is not good enough even with the AA cancels. is just way better for consistent jungle clear. You're in the same position. I'm just gonna show one build because I'm just gonna show what I think is the best build right now. No reason to go with the ability builds. Relic. You choose between Beats and Blink again, of course. Beats and Blink. Where is my Blink? Here it is. Blink. Alright, who would have thought we go Golden Blade again? Is Golden Blade in the meta? Maybe. I'm not gonna show like any ability based or crit build, but you can build those. I was gonna focus on what I think is like kind of meta build right now. Golden Blade stone cutting, most games you just build this. After this, there's like a few items you can change between. Here you can go like full auto attack, where you go like into the Toxic Blade, Executioner, and just literally like full auto attack damage. Maybe finish with a Bloodforge. Right. That's good. Solid build, kinda like Bakasura. Seer if you need DPS, Protector if you wanna carry, and most of the time as Nemesis you're just in there to hard carry. But let's say you want a bit of chase down, or you get a lot of value from your burst, and you just wanna like AA cancel somebody to the death. You can go Hydras and Erendite. You get a bit of CDR, and Erendite gives you insane chase potential. So you can choose to go like this direction as well. You can finish with like a Bloodforge, and can you just get your starter upgraded to Protector, and then you're pretty happy. But most games, just get the cheap items. These items are so cheap, you might as well just utilize it. Get your movement speed, get your attack speed. Like, it is so good right now. Finish with the Bloodforge. Of course, if you want percentage pen, you can debate what you think is best. I don't think Titan's Bane, but this style of build is the best. You also already have Executioner. But honestly, solid item, Serodot. Also just the movement speed is so nice. But I don't think you get enough attack speed for this to be worth it. You might overcap a bit, but yeah, I mean, if you overcap, then that that's fine. Having a bit of lifesteal is pretty nice, so I typically go for Ceradat. But Silver Bench can definitely be good. But having lifesteal is just nice, so let's go with the Ceradat for the percentage ban. Save that, you get your blink, or you get your beats, depending what you started with. You don't have a season ultimate on this guard, so again, this is one of the guards where it can be okay to start beats. If you're really scared of dying, you can get a Mandel instead of Ceradat, or when you sell your Golden Blade, just put your Mandel in there. Stay safe out there. Basically kind of the same as the other guards. If you don't want to give anti-heal, I mean, even like in every game right now, anti-heal into AD carries or like Freya AD carry, like Toxic Blade can be so good. Majority of some guards in the game right now have a bit of sustain, so it's really not that bad. But to say you're against it, I would say go Executioner. After that, I mean, you can decide a little bit of what different items that really is to go, but you can just go into the Quinns and then to the Bloodforge or whatever Ceradat you want. Quinns is even good into like squishies and stuff, but obviously helps you kill the tanks as well. So it's pretty solid. And then of course, I'm just gonna have an honorable... Oh wait, we have to go to abilities here. Clear, alright. Before the honorable mention, we're gonna finish the Nemesis abilities here. Start with the Slice and Dice, get you 1, this, get you 3. Priority is just maxing 2, 3, ultimate and 1. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Oh, almost skipped the ultimate. I definitely wouldn't do that in my rank games. 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, ultimate, 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 1, 1, ultimate, 1, 1, ultimate. That's it. It's pretty simple. And I'm sure you'll find a lot of success with Nemesis if you play in the rank games. There were a lot of good 1-on-1 potential. Honorable mention. Maybe the most banned rank guard. I don't know if that would be Arachne or it would be Kali. She is just so annoying, but she has a lot of counters and she needs to get late game. But I just want to quickly go through her. I'm sure you guys have seen her in your rank games or seen her banned. You can choose a target. If you kill that target, you heal if you get the kill. If you get assist, you heal less. You also do more damage to the target. The jump, you can heal whatever you hit. If it's a minion or a guard, you'll heal depending on who has lost the most health. Or the highest health, I would say, right? Your 2, pretty good if you can hit all 3 blades. If you just hit 1 or 2, that's more than fine. But hitting all your blades and then whatever target you're hitting, you get lifesteal against, so that's pretty nice. You stun, pretty easy stun to hit. Blink stun, pretty simple, it's so fast, and you give extra power. Your ultimate, you can't die. What is the more to say? It can go crazy. Guard builder. I've seen people do different stuff, but honestly, Eye of the Jungle is just the most consistent. I don't know if this is one of the guards where I could say don't go Golden Blade on. But I'm just gonna go with like one build where you can have like a consistent build path most games. Because it does help you clear a lot. And having good clear is just kinda important in this meta. Just get some pots. Again, other scenarios if you're fine with having a low amount of pots, just build 1 healing potion and farm. Golden Blade. I like getting another item before, but it kinda depends. Maybe an early Quinns wouldn't be bad, but if you can get some more movement speed or something, that would be nice, but going Toxic this early is a bit bad. So let's just say I go Executioner here, because it's like a good scaling item, cheap and good power. It is fun to go Odibao, but with Golden Blade you don't need it that much. So I just go Quinns here. You can go Hasty Katana. It's a pretty solid item, but it's just bad stats. So I typically don't go for it. Did we put the Quinns in here already? We did. So if you can get something with movement speed on it, we can be pretty solid. I mean, Toxic Blade. It ain't bad. Stone cutting you put in there as well. I think it kind of depends from player to player what they like to build. You could get the Audibal for late, and then because you have so much attack speed, you just get Silver Branch in there, and then you upgrade your starter to see if you need jungle DPS, or if you're in a hyper carry, just get Protector. You sell your Golden Blade. I mean, maybe you want a little Blood Forge or something. You order percentage pen. You're typically pretty happy if you need anti-heal. Which, the guard itself is not necessarily a guard that should be focused. You should just focus on being a hyper carry. But honestly, Toxic Blade is just such a good item for you. So if you really want that, you just build that and then you have so much attack speed. But again, it depends a little of what you want. You could also sell Golden Blade, and then instead of getting Blood Forge, you just get the Audibal and get a lot of AoE DPS. With also having attack speed on every item. Relics, you're in the same boat, you just go Beats Blink. Nothing wrong with that. Blink. And then we get Beats. And then you're pretty happy. Not a guard I would go defensive item on. You would have your ultimate that's making you defensive enough. And then items. That's pretty much it when it comes to the items, I would say. There's not really much I would switch out. Abilities. Clear, make sure it's clear. Start with my 2. If you're looking for a kill early game and you know you can get a kill by blink, stunning, auto cancelling into your 2, that's fine. But in most games, just level your 1. If you're not fighting, just level your 2. But if you're maybe thinking you might fight or gank, just get your 3, 2, ultimate, 2, 2, 3. I level my 2 here, and then ultimate, 3, 3, ultimate, 3, jump, jump, ultimate, jump, jump, ultimate. Take a screenshot if you need it. Pretty simple. Kali is a very strong guard. Go a bit back here just in case you need to see the build. But there we go, that's basically it. If you guys like the video or want more content like this, or just want me to go over like a guard's build or how to level it, you can put that in the comments and I might do a video on a specific guard, or maybe just add 5 guards into the same video and just go over them slowly, and then you guys can learn something. I will put in the description, what are they called? I'll put in the description where the guards are and the tags or whatever it's called, so you can see at what time to do what build. On that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a comment, leave a subscription, and please leave a like too. Thank you.